Welcome to the Haven Collective. I'm J.R. Forasteros, and this is the Beacon Bit. Today we're reflecting on John chapter 17, verses 1 through 11. This is the first part of Jesus's famous, what they call his high priestly prayer. It's where he's praying over his followers, which includes us, the night before he was executed. And today I want to talk about unity because, hey, that's a lot of what the prayer is about, but I think it's also one of those things that in our divided culture feels like a pipe dream. What does unity really look like? Is it even really possible? Is it even something we should be chasing after? And I think particularly because our current administration is putting forth an idea of unity that is profoundly uniform, it does feel a little dangerous to ask for unity. It feels a little dangerous to say that that's something that we should want, because what we're being told is that unity only happens when we sacrifice true parts of who we are and conform to a very narrow idea of what counts as a person. And yet here at the Haven Collective, we really prize diversity. In fact, collective liberation is one of our core values. It's just something that we pressed past diversity and saying like none of us is free until we're all free. This is something we have to value for everyone. We've talked about how the attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion are part of an authoritarian anti-Christ agenda. And so as we say we value diversity, but then we also are trying to say that we're prizing unity, I want to get into that a little bit because I think that Jesus's prayer here really helps us. Again, there's so many people that would say that unity in diversity is not possible, that they're in opposition to each other, and I just don't think that's true, because what we see Jesus praying, this particular prayer for unity, is that he prays to God the Father that we would experience oneness the same way that Jesus and the Father experience oneness. And this pushes us into the realm of the Trinity, which I know is one of those like big, mysterious, confusing doctrines, but it's also, I think, the most important core doctrine of Christianity. Understanding God as Trinity is what makes us Christian and not something else. And so it's important that we understand that the Trinity is three persons who are perfectly unified and yet not uniform. That's what makes it a divine mystery. That's what makes the Trinity something that is set at the heart of our faith, not as a puzzle to be solved and something to be understood and categorized and taxonomized, but a mystery to behold, something to rest in the presence of and to trust in faith. That God the Father and God the Son and God the Holy Spirit are perfectly unified, and yet they are not the same. That's a powerful model for us to push against conformity and to say that actually when unity insists on conformity, it is antichrist. It is something that is wicked and evil because God did not create us as a uniform group of people. We're going to really talk about that next week in Pentecost, right? But when humans in the original creation myths, when they said, if we're not careful, we're going to get scattered out across the earth and we're going to become too diverse. So they wanted to build this giant tower called Babel. God said, no, this is not the plan. We want you to spread out. We want you to become diverse. We glory in diversity. It's not counter to unity. So that's in our beacons this week. That's what I want to talk about. What does genuine, authentic, Christ-like unity look like in a community that prizes and celebrates the differences that exist among us? How can we do those two things together, not in a way that we're trying to manage the tension between them, but in a way that we see that they're two holy sides of the same coin? I look forward to that conversation. Until then, grace and peace go with you.